Hello out there. How's everybody doing? Just wanted to say a few things more about eating right. And I'm eating right now. I'm eating dinner as we speak. I'm right in the middle of it. So I just wanted to show everybody, for a lot of the meat eaters out there and the people who want to go vegan and want to learn how to eat. I'm not having potatoes and rice tonight. I'm just having beans. This is the night that I cooked beans yesterday with. It's called a vegetable and beef soup that meat eaters usually have. Well, it's supposed to be vegetable and bean, so replace it with bean and vegetable soup instead of beef and vegetable soup. You don't need beef and vegetable soup. Ugh, it makes me sick to even think about adding meat to a vegetable soup or anything. It makes you want to throw up when you don't eat meat for 5 years. It's been 5 years since I've eaten meat, and if I was to do it, I would throw up. The thought of eating meat makes me want to vomit. So when you quit eating meat, you're just going to want to vomit. It's going to create like a gag reflex in you. It's just the grossest fucking thing you can think of. I remember when I was eating meat before, I remember eating a chicken. My brother, when I was living with my brother, and I'm sitting there tearing the chicken apart and eating it. I'm tearing it apart, and all of a sudden I just went ah out of nowhere, because it was just like I noticed that I was tearing apart a body of a creature. You know what I mean? And I was eating it, and I had to get around that to eat the chicken. I had to just not block it out and not think about that when I was a meat eater. I remember that. I was like, okay, just don't think about it as meat. Just eat it. Don't think that it's a creature. And it used to gross me out. I used to be like, oh my god, I'm fucking tearing apart a living animal. I can see its parts. It's just you see what you're doing when you're eating a fucking chicken. You're tearing apart an animal. You're eating the flesh of an animal, and it should make you fucking really scared, and you should just freak out and throw the thing away. And not ever touch it again. That's what should happen to you. Okay, that's a good reaction. That's the way it should be, and you're right with that. So you don't need the soup that I made that I'm eating tonight is vegetables and bean soup. So I always had beans as your new beef. You don't even fuck the word beef. I don't even use that anymore. It's beans. Everything's about beans. So tonight I'm just having beans. Usually I'll add rice and potatoes, and then I'll have beans because I can't always have beans made prepared, because you got to make them in advance. They take a while to soak in the crock pot. It takes about you got not soak but to cook. It takes about 8 hours to cook beans. So you throw them in the crock pot. Get yourself a big crock pot. Nice size crock pot about that big, oval kind or whatever. Nice deep dish oval one, and then make it last about 2 to 3 days worth though. About that much on the bottom, about that big, enough for 2 or 3 days at the most. No more than 3 days though, because you don't want to get food poisoning, and you can get that with this. So watch out. Make sure that you keep it nice and refrigerated, your beans, and eat it for no more than 3 days. After that, throw it away. After 3 days, throw the recipe away and start a new one. Don't eat it. Don't make a huge one and then think I've got a week's worth of food here. No more than 3 days. Throw that shit away, because once you get food poisoning, it was the worst stomach cramps I've ever had in my life. I was doubled over in pain. I was like, oh my god, it feels like knives going into your stomach and twisting all night long. That's what it feels like. It feels like taking knives and just twist slowly inside of your guts, and that's what you get. So you want to make sure you cook or store your beans in the refrigerator with keep the door shut. Make sure it's cool and stand for no more than 3 days. And I'm eating them right now. Here's my beans right here. I got a bowl right here. Some good beans. Some really good beans with it's got Brussels sprouts in it. It's got carrots in it. Ginger. I took some ginger and chopped it up and put it in there. I put what's called star anise. I don't know if any Middle Eastern people. It's called star anise. I'm Middle Eastern, and I love Middle Eastern food. And the star anise, it adds a sweetness to it, and it's a star shaped, like a lotus. See, everything's star shaped like a lotus. That's what it means. It's the flower shape, the lotus. That's why I'm Jim Lotus. It's a chakra. Everything it's got a chakra. The apple has a chakra. When you cut it in the middle, they got a lotus in it. The orange is a lotus. All the segments of an orange make a lotus. All the flowers, everything's lotuses around it. That's why I'm Jim Lotus. Anyways, the star anise looks like a little star, which is like a little lotus, but it's it's dried. It's real sweet. You throw a couple of those in there. It makes it taste real sweet too, and Middle Eastern. And I put curry in there, and carrots, celery, corn. I took a thing of corn and shaved all the corn off of it and put it in here. You can do whatever you want. Celery, cut up some celery in there so I get my vegetables. This is all I'm having tonight. There's a big bowl. I got more beans in there that are on the pot that are hot, so I can go back and get a ladle, another ladle full. I'm just eating beans tonight. It's got Brussels sprouts in it. See, look at that Brussels sprout, big old green Brussels sprout. Mmm, mmm, melt in your mouth. Oh God, look at that Brussels sprout. Oh, look at that big old green Brussels sprout. It's so healthy for you. Mmm. Oh, no. Melt in your mouth. Mmm. Oh, full of flavor. Ground pepper, fresh ground black pepper, pink Himalayan salt. This is what I use right here. Himalayan pink salt in a grinder. You can buy it in little bags, whatever way you can get this pink Himalayan salt. Get it. Buy a bunch of it. I've got bags of these. I've got about a bag with about 30 of these just wrapped up. They're only $5 a piece. Shit, spend $100 and get you a bunch of fucking Himalayan salt. Spend $100 just on salt. Go and get a bunch of these, wrap them up in a bag, and you'll have enough for fucking 2 years of salt. I'm not joking. Spend $100, and what are you gonna do? Go buy Burger King and fucking and candy and shit. All the junk food you spend a lot more on that than you would on this. Spend $100 on something that's gonna last you 2 fucking years. I bought it, and it's still lasting me. I'm still using the same salt that I bought 2 years ago. I spent like about $150 on salt, and I'm still using the same shit. Well, every once in a while I'll buy a couple more though, so I don't use it up. But right here, and then you just take this and grind it right over the top. Like this, it goes. Grind that all over the top of everything that you eat until you get enough salt. Eat the shit out of these. Eat 6 grams of this a day, up to 6 grams of salt a day. You're born in a salty saline solution, so you need salt every day. You can eat up to 6 grams of this a day. Now you can eat as much as you want of it, but I mean about there is where you're good. You'll fill it too. You feel like I'm good. You know, this has got everything in it. Carrot. Here's a big piece of carrot in there. I'm getting my vegetables with a huge chunk of carrot. Another Brussels sprout. And just melts in your mouth. And a bunch of red beans. Red beans, bunch of them. Not too many of them, but I'm just saying red beans. I was craving red beans, and those are the best beans for you. Kidney beans, red beans, black beans. Some people don't like black beans. That's like the least favorite bean. If you cook them the right way, they're great. You just got to, every bean's good. But there's northern beans. The red bean is full of all that, and the kidney bean and the red bean is just full of vitamins. I just crave the red bean sometimes. You know what I mean? A good red bean. Oh, so fucking good. So there's a bunch of red beans. You know, this whole thing's full of red beans. You know, this is all red beans in there. So you just, and you're just loving. All those are so good. Each one of these beans is full of what you need. Full of all the nutrients you need is in the bean. All your proteins that people are talking about. Oh, what about protein? You're missing protein. The proteins and vitamins aren't even real. They made all that shit up anyway. All you try to do is eat what comes from the earth and like this, and you're getting your what you need. I don't even call it proteins. That's a fucking dumb word. Proteins and vitamins and minerals and all this crap. Shut up. Well, they don't even know what they mean. That's like flat earth. They're telling you that you're on a spinning ball. They're lying to you about proteins and vitamins and all that shit is bullshit. Eat what comes from the earth. It's simple as this. This is simple. Throw some beans in a crock pot, a carrot, some celery, some Brussels sprouts, corn, carrot, ginger, red beans. That's a few cupfuls of red beans in there, and maybe 4 or 5, or 3 or 4 cups of red beans is not too much. A little sack, tiny little sack. They'll expand in the water and get bigger. And all of a sudden the crock pot will fill up, and you're like, oh shit! So you got to put a lot of water in there. And keep feeding it water until you got a nice little soup. And then I also add some coconut flour to it. I'll take organic coconut flour and add about a cup of that to it. About a half a cup of organic coconut flour, and then you can look up the health benefits of coconut flour. It's really good. I looked it up the other day. It's just rave about the benefits of how good coconut flour is. So I add that to it to thicken it up, and then take your beans and mash them with a little ladle and a wooden spoon, a big wooden spoon, and mash your beans in the thing and get everything mashed up so the beans mash up and make like a hearty stew. It creates a gravy with and the beans break up and it makes it like Denison's chili. You know, the Dennison's canned chili. I used to eat that shit. I don't eat canned food or processed food. I wouldn't eat Dennison's chili anymore, but it tastes good when I used to eat it. Dennison's makes some damn good chili. I'm telling you, my chili right here, these beans will blow Dennison's off the map. This is better than Dennison's, okay? Mmm. 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 You're not missing a thing. I even have a bean from my garden that I grew. A big freaking fat bean. I gotta do it in here. And I'm eating it right now. That's what's stringing around here. That's it right there. A bean from my garden that I grew. A big fat bean, about 5 inches long. Like Jack and the Beanstalk grew it. Mm. I'm loving it. I'm getting so full of good energy from these red beans right here. Mmm. Mmm. I'm going to let you watch me eat so you can see how we eat here. This is what we do. I'm eating right now. I'm hungry. I'm in the middle of dinner. It's 8 o'clock, too, by the way. I started eating dinner. It's 8 o'clock at fucking night. And I fasted all day. All day and got a workout at the park, working out, doing pull-ups and all kinds of shit. And I came home and got another workout because that's what you do right before you eat and boost the testosterone to reverse your aging process and to do make all this work right. Fasting until 8 at night I did. I just started eating at 8. It's 8:19 right now. 8:19. Almost 8:20. Time for me to smoke some weed. Every 4:20, baby. Every 20 I smoke some weed. I'm about to finish this up. And we got another bowl. Because I'm not eating rice with potatoes. I ate one potato and an avocado just a bit ago with apple cider vinegar. Get yourself some apple cider vinegar and put that over the top of an avocado with pink salt. I just ate that before I ate this. Now I'm just finishing up this bowl here. Corn in it. That corn tastes good. I love corn. So I'm getting my corn and my celery and all that good stuff that I love right now. See, I'm getting my vegetables and my beans right now. And I also feel a jalapeno in there. And chili, dried chili peppers. Dried chili, and so this is hot as fuck. I'm sweating bullets. I have to have a towel, maybe. I carry a towel here because I got wet my head. There's a lemon. Oh, I also put a lemon from a lemon tree. A nice lemon. And these lemons are so nice. I picked them from a tree around at work. Look at these lemons. They came from a lemon tree. Look at all the yellow there. They're so sweet. You can take them out. They're like ice cream. They taste so they just fall out of the thing and they just melt in your mouth. The best lemons ever. They're sweet and sweet tarty, but just, oh God, they're so good. I can't get to the tree anymore because the tenant moved in next door to it. But this is a tree I've been getting free lemons with all year. I just ate those with that. So eat a lemon every night. And then after that, I'm going to eat a mango. There's a mango. There's for my dessert. I'm going to have a mango. And then I'm going to have this big fat orange here. Okay, I'm going to have that too. And then I've got my smoothies made. Here's my 2 smoothies with all my nuts and dates and all that shit in there, and banana and apple and orange all in a smoothie, frozen. I'm going to take a spoon and spoon this out here and eat it like a slushie. Those are going to be 2 smoothies that I eat here for dessert. And there's some dates. These are those dates again, those big ones that are real soft, and they're just melting in your mouth, these big fat dates. So I'm going to eat these three dates for dessert. And then also I'm going to have half of this cantaloupe. Look at this beautiful cantaloupe. Look at that beautiful cantaloupe. It's all ripe, and one side of it's all mushy. It's so ripe, so when I open it, it's just going to be ripe. It's going to be soft and ready to go. And I'm going to eat half of this tonight, and that's going to be for my dessert. And because I can have some watermelon too. I think I'll have a little piece of watermelon to go with this too. See, I eat a lot. See, I get full. I eat a lot, but I eat it all in real quick too. I eat it all. So I'm done with this bowl here. I'm gonna have one more bowl of beans. So I'm done here, and I've got about the same amount size on the pot in there that's heated up. So I'm gonna eat the rest of that. Come in here and eat the rest of that. Then I'm gonna eat all that I told you right here. And I also have this is right here. It's fermented pickles. It's fermented. It's got everything in it. All this got onions, dill, caraway seeds, everything good. The best pickles you've ever had, and I grinded it up. So I just grabbed. This is my fermented pickles. Oh my God, it's so good. That's how I eat, and then I drink distilled water, some cold distilled water, and I'm done for the night. And then I went fast again until 8 o'clock the next night. I love you all. That's how you eat vegan.